The Cure for Insomnia. This lost experimental film has very little information available. The film, which is 87 hours in duration, stars actor L.D. Groban reading a 4,000-page poem, which shares its name with the title of the film, interspersed with heavy metal music and pornography. As the title suggests, the film was designed to cure insomnia by reprogramming viewers' circadian rhythms. Because the film wasn't designed for leisurely viewing and was instead designed to serve a purpose, there was never a home media release. The film was shown at the Art Institute in Chicago in 1987, but since then, it's unknown if any copies survived. At the time of its release, Guinness recognized it as the world record holder for longest film ever created, but really, that's its only claim to fame.
We need an accountant. Michael and I are having trouble with his arithmetic.
Mom, it's not called arithmetic. It's called math.
That's the problem. I don't speak fourth grade.
Baby Makes 5. In 1983, this sitcom of only 5 episodes aired, which centers around a couple with 3 children dealing with the challenges of adding 2 more twins to the already large family. While initially the ratings were pretty good, they quickly became abysmal. No new seasons were ordered by the network after the ratings decline, and due to this, the show was doomed to obscurity, and the production company that made this show is now defunct. However, it is known that Fremantle, the current rights holders, do have all 5 episodes in their possession. Today, though, only 1 complete episode is found, with a short clip of another episode also being available. The other 3 episodes are completely lost.
Then see what happens when a housewife goes to work full-time.
What's wrong with Mom?
Mom smash!
It's a new comedy series starring Joan Hackett and David Grove. Both new comedy series premiere Saturday, April 8th, starting at 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
That's next Saturday on CBS.
Another Day. Another Day was a sitcom that aired on CBS in 1978. There was only a total of 4 episodes aired, however. The premise was rather cliched for the time, as the plot focused on a couple working their jobs and trying to make ends meet. Yeah. The ratings were abysmally low. So much so that after each episode aired, they were never aired in reruns again. Each episode aired only once, and because of the fact that the show aired in a time when recording methods weren't really available like they are today, the show became completely lost. The only tangible materials from the show are a few promos. Logan Cruz. Countdown YouTubers have been a staple of the site since practically the beginning. I should know, I basically am one. Logan Cruz was no exception. With his witty humor and insightful opinions, he mostly made music countdowns before either the termination or deletion of his channel, most likely due to copyright issues, as anyone who's tried to walk the tightrope of talking about music on YouTube is familiar with. While a lot of his videos have been archived, one of the more well-known ones, Top 25 Worst YouTubers, notably hasn't. There is an archive of Logan's commentary of that video, but because it has him talking over it, I wouldn't necessarily say the original video is actually found. Macy's 4th of July Fireworks Spectacular. The annual Macy's 4th of July firework tradition began in 1958, celebrating the company's 100th anniversary. This tradition lasted until 1964, after an incident that ended up killing a few people. The tradition started back up in the 70s, with Disney partnering up with Macy's to celebrate the country's bicentennial. These fireworks celebrations began broadcasting on TV in the 80s and only began broadcasting nationally on NBC in the year 2000. Some of these more recent national broadcasts are partially, and in some cases, fully viewable. The most recent broadcast to be completely lost is that of 2005, and only 3 broadcasts before 2005 are completely found, with most being lost in their entirety.
Four lifelong friends compete in the most embarrassing challenges imaginable. And the loser? Hoo-hoo, he gets punished.
You should know I'm getting a boner.
Mission Uncomfortable. If you've ever watched the show Impractical Jokers, one of the first things that immediately jumps out at you is the amazing chemistry the group of three guys has. It was evident that the show had humble beginnings as just four guys that like to goof around. Mission Uncomfortable was the humble beginning of Impractical Jokers. Filmed on an iPhone, this lost pilot used more of a spy style, which obviously the main show never used. Challenges in the pilot came from fan submissions instead of being predetermined by the Jokers themselves. Some of the challenges and punishments used in the pilot would end up in the main show as well, such as Are You Gonna Finish That? As for availability, the actual show has shown the intro to the pilot a few times, and a few clips were shown at a few live shows, but there hasn't been a full release, so the complete pilot is not available in any capacity. Sonic SatAM Unused Intro. In addition to being a well-known video game character, Sonic of course has had his fair share of cartoons. Referred to as Sonic SatAM due to its airing on Saturday mornings, the cartoon I'm referring to aired across 2 seasons in the early to mid-1990s. The intro to Sonic SatAM began production early, and due to this, the character designs evolved quite substantially before the show went to air. A new intro was created, and for a while nothing was ever seen or heard from the original intro with the original character design. Bits and pieces have come out in the 3 decades since Sonic SatAM's beginning. The final 10 seconds of the intro has been uploaded to YouTube in poor quality, and the intro was shown at the 1993 Summer Consumer Electronics Show. The only other pieces of the intro are storyboards and a single second of footage uploaded separately from the final 10 seconds on YouTube. Super Mario 64 Space World 95 Demo. The 1995 Space World demo of Super Mario 64 is most likely a piece of lost media that the public will never see a playable version of. At this point, the console for which the game would be playable wasn't even called the Nintendo 64 yet. While the Super Mario 64 demo was shown at E3 1996, this version changed a lot of things from the Space World 95 demo. The most noticeable difference was the completely different heads-up display. Comparing it to the final game, it's clearly not polished at this point. The voice clips of Mario were also changed in the final version from what they were in the Space World version, and the layouts of locations in the game were also changed in the final version, including the iconic castle. In addition to this, features were removed such as a mini-map as well as a few physics changes. While there are many materials available from this version, there are earlier versions with even less known about them. Though the 2020 leak did reveal some previously unknown assets to the public. Kaiser. When it comes to historical lost media, Kaiser is one piece that has very little information available, as it comes from a time where animation and film in general wasn't seen as something to be preserved. The 1917 short film Kaiser is considered the very first piece of animation to come out of Brazil. The film was commissioned by a Brazilian businessman and politician and developed by Brazilian cartoonist Alvaro Marins. The film was a critique of German Kaiser Wilhelm II and the expansionism of Germany during World War I, with Wilhelm putting on a military helmet and then being swallowed whole by a globe. Only one frame of this animation survives today.
Guys, I'm here in Dimsdale, and my next guests have amazing magic powers, entertain millions, and don't need white tigers to do it.
Sorry, guys, you're fired.
Please welcome the stars of Nickelodeon's mega hit show, The Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo, Wanda, and Tommy!
Timmy!
Whatever.
Total Request Live. This is a very nostalgic show for MTV viewers in the late 90s and 2000s. How it worked is that 10 music videos would be shown that day based on votes by viewers through the phone or computer. While the show generally lasted an hour and was played for many consecutive days of the week, both of those statements have asterisks attached, as the show evolved quite a bit in its run. The show eventually lost its popularity due to decline of music programming on MTV, and it resulted in the show's end in 2008. Of the show's many episodes in its 10-year run, only 13 full episodes have survived. Notably missing from the full episodes is the animation episode, which you just saw a clip of. As it is one of the more memorable episodes, it's shocking that it's still mostly lost.